So I've never really believed in the afterlife or spirits or ghosts or anything like that, but a couple of years ago I was in this hospital walking around on my own. I knew there was nobody else in there, and I saw something that day that frightened the absolute life out of me. And the fact I caught it on camera as well made me believe that maybe there is something out there. I don't know, it's just very, very eerie. I get called bearded a lot. That's
what?
Bearded.
Bearded.
Yeah, obviously my real name's Colin, but yeah, everyone calls me bearded, so...
It works, right?
It works, yeah. I've been there, yeah, it's very scary getting in. There's about a 200-foot drop. If you went the wrong way, you would go down and fall in there.
So I have a very special guest on the stage, Colin here. I've got clear beard envy, because your beard is magnificent, right?
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to look after.
Colin here, so when he went up to the hotel reception last night and was like, what's my name under? I was like, first name Bearded, last name Explorer. So how do you get around? Does anyone actually know your name?
I get called bearded a lot. That's
what?
Bearded.
Bearded.
Yeah, obviously my real name's Colin, but yeah, everyone calls me bearded, so...
It works, right?
It works, yeah.
So Colin here, I met him a few years ago now, and basically what Colin does is he explores all those abandoned buildings as a kid that you wanted to get in. You hoped there was a door open, and you could go in and have a look around and be very scared. I mean, you've been to some amazing places, right?
Yeah, I've been to some crazy places. Like, I've been to asylums on my own.
On your own?
On my own, yeah. There's nothing more exciting than walking around an abandoned building on your own. Trust me, the adrenaline is absolutely unreal. But,
oh my
it's
God.
Very, very scary.
So what's the scariest thing that's ever happened? Sorry, we have to... I was going to go be talking about cars, and now
yeah, I know,
you got me intrigued.
So I've never really believed in the afterlife or spirits or ghosts or anything like that, but a couple of years ago I was in this hospital walking around on my own. I knew there was nobody else in there, and I saw something that day that frightened the absolute life out of me. And the fact I caught it on camera as well made me believe that maybe there is something out there. I don't know, it's just very, very eerie.
So you've blended into the car world a bit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And asylums to farms to... The other day on your socials, you were in a building that had like Nazi wallpaper and like abandoned buildings for 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
The cars though, you're very well known for the abandoned car selection around the world. What's your favourite car you found?
Probably a Porsche 911. I found a few actually. In fact, I was in Europe last week and I found a wide-body 911.
Wow! What? Just abandoned?
So yeah, it was an old quarry building, and the last tenants who were in there were obviously using it as like a car workshop.
Right.
And there was about 13 cars buried at the back. 2 Mark 1 GTIs. There was a Renault 10 Mini, but there was a wide-body 911 in there as well. And I couldn't believe it. I didn't even know it was there. I found it by accident.
But I suppose that's the realism of your videos, though, because you know, basically, they call it cinema verite, is when you've got a film, a camera, and you're basically filming in real time when you find something, so you get your real reactions. None of this stuff is pre-recorded.
None of it, no.
It is as you see it. It's
As
raw
I find
footage,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very exciting, especially when I find something like that where I love cars so much. You know, you actually see my reaction in the film, like, oh my God, I cannot believe this is here. You know, it's crazy.
I think that's the best thing about your channel is that people get to see the real you.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking around, and as you're looking around, everyone out there is on their YouTube channel, and they're also looking around in real time. So it is like they are there with you. And I think the way you do it, like point of view, you know, you're there with your camera, it's unedited, it's raw, it is so nice, you know?
Yeah, it is, yeah. I actually had a lady come up to me in the New Forest a couple of years ago, and she was disabled, and she said, thank you so much for your videos, because it actually makes me feel like I'm out there with you. And it really, really was nice to hear that, you know.
It's those little details that make it all worth it, because, you know, you're going places. A little while ago, in Wales, okay, years ago, you used to have to pay to scrap and get rid of cars, so you used to have to pay. So what they were doing in Wales is they found this little big hole, little at the top, big at the bottom, and they were pushing all these cars in the hole, and there was literally hundreds and hundreds of cars in a cavern in Wales, right?
Yeah.
And you've been there?
I've been there, yeah. It's very scary getting in. There's about a 200-foot drop. If you went the wrong way, you would go down and fall in there.
And getting out would be an issue.
Yeah, you need torches in there. Honestly, it's so dangerous, but it is incredible. You know, that the fact that there's about 200 or 300 cars in there, you can't even see how deep this water is.
Really?
The cars just appear out of the water, and then they're all suddenly all the way out there. You know,
and you can see the light from the photo. You can see the light peeling in through the cliff, through the mountains, and then it feels like you're in mountains inside mountains.
Yeah,
doesn't
it really
Because
does. It really
you
does.
quite literally have a mountain of cars rusting away.
Yeah.
And I bet some of those are quite sought after. I bet there's a few RS Turbo,
probably could be.
Mexico's Mark 1 Escorts and stuff in there.
Yeah.
Moving forward, though, is there anything on your bucket list? We're going over bucket list today, which I think is important. Is there anywhere that you want to go to, which you've seen, which may be in a different country or something like that?
Probably Fukushima in Japan. A couple of my friends are out there at the moment, and they posted on their story they found a Nissan GTR R34.
What?
And obviously, because of what happened there, people literally had to drop everything and go. So there is a lot of really nice cars hidden out there.
And they all glow.
Yeah. Yeah, don't touch them.
So your socials, what made you get into this? You know, what was the thing that made you think, do you know what, I want to start exploring these things? As a kid, there was down near me is a place called Knoll Village, which was a big asylum and a big, what's it called, mental hospital.
Yeah, that's right,
basically.
yeah.
And growing up, there was like 10 floors in one part. And the first floor was with these big bean bags. They were basically about 8 foot tall, about 3 foot wide. And a whole floor was them. So basically they put a big lift shaft in when they turned the mental asylum into housing for some reason. And we used to jump off them and we used to, get caught and get run away. Do you still get that buzz today where someone's going to catch you?
Yeah, absolutely. It can be dangerous, very dangerous actually. Most of these places I go to are obviously derelict and falling down. But the excitement, the adrenaline rush that you get walking around these places is on another level. It really is. I used to play in buildings like that as a kid all the time.
It's just gone.
In fact, me and Lee, he's here somewhere over there. Me and him, as kids growing up, we spent a lot of time walking around abandoned buildings. And as a kid, it's exciting, But as you grow up, you you appreciate the decay. And watch nature take over these places, finding cars with trees growing out through the middle of them. It just blows me away. It really does.
And you've got a Golf up there, haven't you? That is one of the cars that you found. Is that?
Yeah. So Lady Lisa, sadly Mark passed away last year, and I'm helping her clear out all the cars that are there. And I decided that I was going to buy this van. Mark said to me, if anything, I wanted to save anything here, it'd be that van. And I thought to myself, well, I'm going to get that because I know I'll keep it and look after it, make it good again. So, we've decided to bring it here today to show you as I found it. And hopefully this time next year it'll be restored and be driving it around again.
It's amazing because, a lot of people, when you drive past someone's driveway and see an old car sat on the driveway, most people think, oh, that's scrap, that's rubbish, why are you even keeping it? To me and you, my heart's pounding out my chest. I'm already knocking the door. My kids are like, why have you left me in the car? I said, because I need to buy it. Was it FOMO, isn't it? Fear of missing out.
That's right, it really is, yeah. I recently bought a three-wheel van from my friend Tim. And I think I'm going to turn that into a Robin, the Del Boy.
So is that
a
Rialto, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
it is.
A lot of people think that a freewheel car that made by Reliant is a Reliant Robin, but the van itself is a Rialto, which is quite a cool thing. One. So you're going to do, was it London to Paris, New York, right?
Yeah, maybe even Land's End to John O'Groats. That would be quite a good one.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, if I could do that, that would be good.
So one question I've got for you is, everyone's out here thinking, is what you're doing not illegal?
So in the UK, trespassing is obviously a civil matter.
Okay.
So as long as I don't break in, as long as I don't cause any damage or take anything, then legally it's fine.
Okay.
I have been caught a few times and the police come, but there's nothing they can do. So as long as I keep under those guidelines, then what I do is perfectly fine.
In relation to being caught by the police is one thing, but being caught by members of public or house owners?
Oh, yeah, I do all the time. Yeah, all the
what
time.
What happens in that situation? What's
you kind of explain the situation, what you're there doing and what I do, and 9 times out of 10 they're absolutely fine.
They're fine?
Yeah. Sometimes I go somewhere and they say, I don't want you to film it. That's fine. I'll say, yeah, I won't, and I'll walk away.
You respectfully
yeah, I've actually made quite a lot of friends doing that as well, which is
nice. And then
nice.
later on they see you're respectful and then you can come back.
And they invite me back, yeah.
That's it.
My friend Jerry, he's got 108 cars in his garden. And it took me a while, but I'm allowed to go there now and basically film whatever I want. So occasionally I'll go there and we'll dig a car out, give it a clean, get it back on the road again. It's exciting, it's brilliant.
It's amazing because all these places you go, you've been to Europe, you've been to Wales, you've been to Scotland. Is there anywhere that you haven't been in the UK that is somewhere that is the holy grail for people like you to go that you can't get in?
In Scotland, there is a guy, I can't remember his name, but he's got about 300 cars. He used to be a scrap guy, and all these cars are still there. he still lives there, and I think he's got cows that are like walking through them all now. And it's just like artwork, you know, they're so rotten and derelict and, you know, falling apart. It's more of a, I don't know, not going there to save the cars, but just to look at them, just to see how they've decayed over the years and sunk into the ground. But it's good, it's really good.
Is the cars the main thing that you love, or is it the buildings or the architecture or the stuff you find in them?
I guess it's a bit of everything, really. Yeah, obviously I'm a massive petrol head, I love cars, but I still get the same excitement walking around like abandoned chateaus in France and stuff like that. So.
But the piece of advice that I would give to anyone out there watching your videos and watching this is these things have been preserved for 20, 30, 40 years. I know it's very tempting to pick up like an elephant's foot. There was an actual real elephant's foot that had a plaque on it with a leather seat on it, and that is like an item that you'll never see again in your life. That's a one of one. It was obviously a poacher's have got that. But how tempting it can be for people to go in there after watching your videos and take items, like leave that place of, you know, leave it like a museum, right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I try very hard to keep these places hidden, but sadly there are other people who go there and broadcast it all over the internet. You know, somebody will watch my video and say, oh yeah, I've seen that on the Bearded Explorers channel. Someone else has gone there and just told everyone where it is. So, you know, but I can't stop that, unfortunately. It's just one of those things.
It's one of those things. So, like, a lot of YouTube comments I get is people saying, oh, I know where that is. And list people's home addresses. List the places where we're filming, list all this stuff. Not only do we not want you to go there in respect for the people that own the property, but some of these places are dangerous. And, you know, as businesses which we are, we do carry out risk assessments, and that may be hard to see, but when you walk onto a property, you're looking for barbed wire, you're looking for little details which, you know, are really important, because we're all insured of what we do.
That's right,
Going on there unattended with no one, if you're on your own like you are, walking through an asylum, people know you're there. People know you're walking through there, it's fine. If something goes wrong, where is he? He's on a schedule, there he is. If there's some kids on their own and they fall through some floors or something like that.
It has happened before. I was in France about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and there's a sanitarium over there, which is an asylum, and a 16-year-old boy actually fell from the roof to his death. So these places are dangerous.
So watch his videos, don't go exploring yourself. So your car at the moment, what is your daily at the moment?
Well, I've got a Citroen C4 Picasso, which I use as my proper dad's car. You know?
1.6 HDI?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah. He's getting 70 miles
Twin
per gallon.
armrests, yeah, it's great.
Anything on the bucket list, car-wise, in the future?
I mean, I've had a lot of cars in the past, over 100 cars. Porsches, Lotuses, TVRs, really nice cars. And now I've just got a big collection of old rusty sheds, basically.
That's why we got on so well.
But I don't know, if I had an ultimate, I mean, I've always wanted a Ferrari. Maybe one day, you know,
Team up with
I'll
Scott.
Chat Scott up and see if he can help me out.
That's it. How can people find you? Is The Bearded Explorer on YouTube?
Yeah, so Instagram's The Bearded Explorer _ YouTube's The Bearded Explorer, TikTok's The Bearded Explorer. Facebook's the same, so...
Go check them out, guys. Relive your youth, climbing through these buildings, finding stuff that you don't need, and buying stuff you don't want.
Yeah, exactly that.
Give this man a round of applause. Thank you very much, Colin.
Quick reminder, hit that subscribe button, the like button, and then the bell button, so you get alerts when we release new episodes, and follow us on social media too for extra stuff and more alerts about videos we're releasing, which at the moment is every Sunday and the odd Wednesday too. Bye for now.